All right, Shalom. Want to give our praise, honor, and glory to the Heavenly Father and His Son, Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Kakwadash. Double honors to my apostle, elders, great millstone of well. Peace and salutation, all that I can push in this truth and our righteousness and sincerity. Shalom, shalom. This your brother Tazama Debar coming back through the spirit and power of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. And through the spirit, wanted to do a real brief lesson going into what we see how basically Esau is declaring war against the citizens of Babylon, man. And who is he starting with? He's starting with you tribes, man. And the brothers been going in on this because this is the spirit that you're seeing taking place throughout the earth, man. This devil's waging war with you Negro, Latino, Native Americans, which are the Israelites, man. He know his time is short, so what is he doing? He's trying to get you out the way. He's trying to bring forth his new world order, man. So he's waging war, man. So we're in the time of Jacob's trouble. As we read in Jeremiah 30:7, we're clearly in those times. And I want to play this clip, Shalom to the blood brother, arrows of indignation. I want to play a quick piece of his clip. I'm not going to play the whole thing and grab another clip and, put some precepts together. I'm on my lunch break, so I wanted to do a real brief lesson. But just to show you how we're clearly in the times where the Lord's bringing forth that wrath upon you Negro, Latino, Native Americans, where they really in a time where martial law can be declared at any time, where they can bring forth some type of major event to just shut it all the way down, man. Because we can clearly see the dollar's declining. We can clearly see a collapse of the economy is on the way. So they have to hurry up and do something major to really usher the fall of the society so they can bring forth a reset, man. Because that is all this, everything you see going around, that is part of the reset. It's called what? Black Swan events, man. So I'm going to play this clip. Apparatus our Lord willing, this lesson is edifying through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai. And this is a copyright disclaimer under Section 107, Copyright Act of 1976. Fair use disclaimer. I'm not using this for any monetary gain. I'm using this for educational purposes only.
We will not fund states that allow anarchy. There will also be an additional surge of federal resources to Portland immediately, including enhanced CBP and ICE resources. Law and order will prevail, and President Trump will make sure of it.
There's also the discussion in here that the Pentagon should regard U.S. cities as, quote, a big part of war.
Portland, Oregon, where it looks like a war zone. They're brave in our inner cities, which we're going to be talking about, because it's a big part of war now. It's a big part of war. The radical left Democrats, what they've done to San Francisco, Chicago, New York, Los Angeles, they're very unsafe places, and we're going to straighten them out one by one. We should use some of these dangerous cities as training grounds for our military, National Guard, but military, because we're going into Chicago very soon.
The president making a wholly unprecedented claim that the military should use cities where Americans live as, quote, training grounds. We're getting new reports about
and that's what he's been doing. You can clearly see when you that he's been doing that, as far as when it goes to Chicago, as far as when it goes to Washington, D.C., Memphis, L.A. with the ICE. He's using all these military groups, as far as ICE, because some of them are military militia groups involved in the ICE. And then you got the National Guard, and then he's about to enroll the military as a whole on some of these places. Why? Because at the end of the day, they're trying to usher in martial law. Because why? Or something major's on the way. This collapse is not too far behind, man. So let's play this clip right here, and let's grab some presets. Like I said, I'm not going to make this too long.
Yeah. What do you think about Trump threatening to invoke the Insurrection Act in Chicago?
I think he's going to do it. I mean, that's basically been the goal of his deployments of ICE in cities like LA, DC, and most recently Portland and Chicago, is to try and create a pretense for invoking the Insurrection Act and declaring martial law nationally to, further the goals of Project 2025.
What is the Insurrection Act?
The Insurrection Act is a specific exception to the Posse Comitatus law, which is the law that says that the president cannot use the military on U.S. soil or against U.S. citizens. And it carves out that exception in cases of rebellion or insurrection, basically trying to overthrow the government. Now, that's not what's going on in Chicago or these other cities where the president has deployed ICE. What's going on there is that he's trying to use ICE and, to a lesser degree, the National Guard as his own personal paramilitary force, much in the same way that Hitler used the SS in Germany. And understandably and correctly, the citizens and the local governments are resisting that very illegal use of ICE in that manner, right? They've been completely defying all sorts of precedent, judicial standards, basic human decency, and even despite all that, the pushback from the citizenry has been overwhelmingly nonviolent. But the president and ICE are trying to create a situation where it does get violent so that he can invoke that. And we're seeing that especially in Chicago right now, where they are basically invading the city in a military manner. We've seen Black Hawk helicopters, which are military helicopters, hovering over the city. We saw the recent raid on the Chicago apartment where they rappelled down from the roof like they were attacking a terrorist cell, broke all the windows, bashed down all the doors. They detained every person in that apartment, including women and children, regardless of their citizenship status or political affiliation, held them for hours unlawfully, and destroyed a bunch of their belongings, right? This is a campaign that's trying to create fear and anger and unrest so that there is a violent boiling over. And then the Trump administration is going to use the problem that it caused, right? Because this is a situation that ICE is creating artificially through terror tactics. The president is trying to use that situation to invoke martial law across the U.S. And, you know, the way the president's describing the situation just matches up with all of that, right? He said today that, you know, Portland's on fire. It's been on fire for years. First of all, Portland's not on fire. It's actually quite peaceful. It has not been on fire for years by any means. And the president also said that basically any political resistance to his use of ICE is, quote, a really criminal insurrection. So, you know, he's laying the grounds to try and do this, whether it's through legal matters or not, or for justified means or not. Basically, he's looking for a Reichstag fire, right? He's looking for a situation where he can create a problem and then use that problem as justification to oppress the American people.
And that's what you're seeing taking place. And this is why you can see Esau, even though his time short. So within that, real quick, this is Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 1. To everything there is a season, and every time, and in a time of every purpose under the heaven. And we're in the time of Jacob's trouble. We're in the time where the Lord's putting the spirit on that Assyrian, which is Esau Edom. When you read Isaiah the 10th chapter, the 5th verse, the rod of the Lord's anger, he's putting the spirit on him to come against you trials, man, because you don't want to hearken to the words of the Heavenly Father through his men. So he's going to wage war with you. The time of Jacob's trouble is already here. Let's jump down to verse 8. It says a time to love, a time to hate, a time of war, and a time of peace. And that's what you're seeing taking place. There's no time of love taking place throughout Babylon the Great, man, throughout America, man. You're seeing a time of hate, man. You're seeing these Edomites' true natural spirit, how they feel towards you tribes, man. And they're getting more and more bold with DJ Trump in office, man. They're showing forth they're spewing out their true intent when it comes to you tribes, man. This is why they love when they hear about ICE and the National Guard going to your neighborhoods, man. Not knowing that it's gonna explode down to their neighborhoods as well, because this is nothing but a ploy for them to really detain all U.S. citizens that's against this new global reset that's coming, man. And it says a time of war and a time of peace. We're clearly in a time of war. We're not in a time of peace, man. What do you see going on around the world? All this war tension. You're seeing all these things ramping up for World War III. What more so America? Why you think they're stationing all their military equipment? Every time you go on TikTok, you're seeing military equipment being stationed in various parts of America. Why? Because they're about to wage war, man. They're going to wage war with the citizens to implement this new reset, and at the same time prepare themselves for World War III and just in case of an invasion. You got to be circumspect to see the times we living in, man. We're very, very close when the society is really about to explode and fall with civil unrest, man. Civil unrest, martial law, all the things we've been speaking on for years is clearly at the door, man. This is Ezekiel chapter 26 and verse, let me see, verse 7. Let's read it in the NLT. And this is speaking on Tyre that got taken down by Nebuchadnezzar and the Babylonians. Why? Because Tyre got proud, rejoicing over the fall of Jerusalem. And this is how the Lord took them down. And this is the same thing that's about to take place to you tribes, man. It says, this is what the sovereign Lord says: from the north, I will bring King Nebuchadnezzar, the Babylonian against Tyre. He is king of kings and brings his horses and chariots and charioteers and great army. And that's what the Lord's doing, man. Because the king of Babylon is who? Esau Edom, man. DJ Trump. He's the one sitting in that position, man. He's that cruel Lord in Isaiah 19:4, man. Even though we know that he's been manipulated by the elites behind the scene, but they got him set up as a front man. It says, first he will destroy your mainland villages, then he will attack you by building a siege wall, contracting a ramp, and raising other roof shields against you. And this is not what they're doing. He's going through your villages. He's taking you out of your homes. He's doing anything in his power to wage war with you, man. And that's what you see him taking place, man. And it says he will pound your walls with battering rams and demolish your towers with sledgehammers. The hooves of his horses shall cloak with the city with dust, and the noise of its chariots and chariot wheels, and shake with walls as they storm through your broken gates. And that's what's coming, man. Stormtroopers, and you best believe they're gonna have the military full ramped up when they start going through these cities, man. They're gonna have the military full ramped up when they start going through these cities. You're gonna see the tanks, you're gonna see AMRAPs, you're gonna see it all, man. They already got all these various things stationed in various parts of the Babylon the Great, man. In various cities, they already got a station because they know that it's gonna take one thing that's gonna really put him to bring for that bill where he's just gonna, hey, boom, martial law. Because this is what they want, man. They want one major event to take place so they're justified coming down with the wrath, man. And we can clearly see we at the time, man. We clearly see what's going on. It's an oldie but a goodie, Revelation 12:12. It says, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe means destruction. Woe, that's what's coming to America, destruction. It said to the habits of the earth and of the sea. It says, for the devil has come down to you having great wrath, because if he have but a short time. The devil is the so-called white man. He's coming down with great wrath. He knows his time is short. That's what he's about to do to this society. He's about to bring forth wrath, man. And he's starting with you tribes, man. He's starting with you Negro, Latino, Native Americans, with the ICE, with the National Guard. Then he's gonna go over and spill over to these damn Edomites, because they think they're good. They think that they shit don't stink. They think that the Lord is not gonna visit them. They're sadly mistaken. The Lord is clearly about to visit their ass, man. And if you're in the spirit, you can clearly see what the Lord's about to do to this place, man. Ain't nothing good coming to the shores of America, man. America's at its wit's end. It's done. We're done. The Most High is closing shop, man. Real quick. Bear with me. Bear with me. This is Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 3. For the vision is yet for appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. And that's what we've been telling you, man. The prophecies, man. The build up of Jacob's trouble. The rise of the beast system. This is what they're doing. They're bringing in a global reset, man. And they have to have the boots on the ground, because they understand they're going to have resistance. And they want to start with the tribes to already get people in a state of fear when they see ICE, when they see the National Guard. They want them to submit. They want to bring fear. And they're doing this to all the citizens, man. They're just starting with the tribes, but this is going to spill over to all of these damn proud-ass Edomites and the rest of these heathens in Babylon, man. Because they're going to shut it down. That's what's coming. They're gonna shut Babylon the Great down. Civil unrest is gonna spill out into the streets very, very soon, and they know that, man, because they know that a lot of these Edomites, they know that the government's fucking them, and a lot of them is gonna do what? They're gonna rise up against the government. This is why they already trying to have boots on the ground, so they can get rid of all opposition. We're not ignorant of Satan devices. They making it like their main job is to get these thugs and criminals with Jake. Nah, it's they real problem. They know their major problem is their own damn people, because they know they're gonna really rise up and see that when the economy crash, they're gonna see how the government has fucked them. They're gonna really rise up against them, man. You're really gonna see an insurrection when they just like January 6th is gonna be worse than that. And that's what they know that, and that's what's coming, man. Because Esau Edom at his wit's end. This is the end of this man's society, man. So what is he gonna do? He's gonna already in the stage of trying to ploy out martial law. That's what's coming, man. You best believe it. That's what's coming to the shores of America very, very soon, man. So operators out, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai. Like I said, I was on my lunch break. Just wanted to get something up through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai, because I can clearly see, just like all the blood brothers, that this is the playbook, man. They have to bring the order out of chaos. They have to bring the chaos, create a chaotic situation so they can justify bringing forth martial law with some major event taking place, man. Shalom.